public appeal hearing for XAI's permit is approaching. Thank you for joining us on Action News 5 at 10. I'm Joy Redmond. Local environmental organizations calling for the Shelby County Health Department to rescind the permits they granted. Action News 5's Amani Williams joining us live from the newsroom now. Amani, you received a response from the health department about this topic.
Yeah, a spokesperson with the health department says they are not even discussing the topic of XAI, and later shared a statement explaining what happens next is not up to them. The push back and forth between XAI, environmental activists, and the Shelby County Health Department continues as activists are appealing the permits granted to XAI. The health department says it's out of its hands.
Permitting one of the city's largest polluters was ridiculous and a slap in the face to our community.
Leaders with Memphis Communities Against Pollution and other environmental organizations joined Monday to push back against the Shelby County Health Department granting permits for XAI's Colossus in Boxtown.
And we are asking the Shelby County Health Department to rescind all permits to the XAI.
A health department spokesperson says they are, quote, not granting interviews about the topic at this time, end quote. When I requested to speak with interim director Dr. Bruce Randolph about the appeals, I later received this. Quote, the Memphis and Shelby County Air Pollution Control Board is an independent panel of subject matter experts and community representatives tasked with reviewing variance requests and other matters related to the Shelby County Air Code. The Shelby County Health Department does not control or influence the decisions made by the Air Pollution Control Board, end quote. Local organizers say after pushing back for months to stop the permit from being granted, they are still fighting for their community.
The Shelby County Health Department has a responsibility to care for our community. It's time for them to step up. The accelerating of a billionaire's experiment and the exploitation of black families has to end here.
Well, this is just at the Colossus 1 facility in southeast Memphis. There was another facility being built in South Haven. Some residents I spoke with said they have concerns about pollution and noise as it's being built. Now, the appeal hearing is scheduled on the 15th to discuss XAI's permit. Live in studio, Imani Williams, Action News 5.
All right, Amani, thank you. Now, in response to the concerns about the air quality testing, the city of Memphis also used a third-party tester, which says it detected little to no air pollutants in the area around the supercomputer. Back in July, Memphis Community Against Pollution announced a $250,000 monitoring program to study the air quality in Southwest Memphis.